Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. A lot of people probably haven't realized, but these are the highest prices for silver we've seen in 4 years. The last time we seen anything close to this was the July 2016 high of $21. Now we saw silver break above $19 recently, and this is just showcasing the amount of potential silver has. You know, along with gold that's already exploded, silver still really hasn't broke through that top that gold has. So there's still a lot more potential for silver. Now this article is going to be talking about why silver is trading at nearly 4-year highs. So it's going to be explaining why why precious metals have been exploding and giving you some more insight and some more context behind that, because we can talk about prices all day, but if you're not understanding why the price is going higher, then it's pretty much irrelevant, right? So hopefully you enjoy this video. Before we start, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if the video can get 250 likes. If you love precious metals, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I post daily videos. The link to this article from Market Watch will be in the description as well. So before we go into the article, I did want to share the gold to silver ratio, which is still going down. We saw it as high as 126 to 1 in March with all the chaos and controversy, and now it's gone down to 93. And actually a couple days ago I shared the gold to silver ratio on this channel, and it was 95 to 1, so it's already dropped nearly 2 points in a matter of a couple days. So this means that silver is outperforming gold, and in this article they're going to talk a little bit about the gold to silver ratio as well. So the gold to silver ratio means how many ounces of silver it takes to equal or equate to 1 ounce of gold. Meaning, if it's 100 to 1, that means it takes 100 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. So that's what the ratio means. But that's a different video. If you want to dive into that, check out some of my last videos I posted. So, silver futures on Monday marked their highest settlement in nearly 4 years, buoyed by a sharp climb in investment demand as the metal continues to play catch-up to gains by sister metal gold. So, silver is a lot more volatile. It hits higher highs and lower lows, and usually silver is gold's little brother. So when gold appreciates, silver appreciates just in the next following weeks or months. So they're saying that silver still hasn't done that yet. So trading in the gray metal is worth barely 10% of what gold sees each day. So hedge funds and other money managers wanting to catch up with the yellow metals jump towards new all-time highs might expect to get more of a bang for their buck in silver. So the September silver contract SIU 20 is down negative 75 cents, or negative 75%, rose 73 cents or 3.9% to settle at the $19.78 an ounce range on Monday. That was the highest finish for the most active contract since September 2016, according to Dow Jones market data. Gold on Monday, meanwhile, saw its August contract GCQ 20 down 0.11% to settle at $1,814 an ounce, to close close to its $1,820 an ounce settled on July 8th, which was the highest since September 2011 when we saw $50 silver. So there's been a historically high purchase of physical silver via silver exchange traded funds in the past few months alone, said Peter Spina, president and chief executive officer at GoldSeek. Never in the history of silver have we seen such demand for the metal in such a short period of time. So they're saying that demand is booming. Now the supply is diminishing. The Silver Institute gave us actual detailed increments of data showcasing why silver demand or silver supply is falling, why demand is increasing. It's actually increased 10% by the beginning of since the beginning of 2020. And that's going to show that that's the proof in the pudding, right? That's real evidence. That's real proof that demand is rising, supply is diminishing. It's not a conspiracy. This isn't speculation anymore. This is real stuff. And that's going to heavily affect the price of silver. So as of June 30th, global holdings of silver in exchange traded funds, or ETPs, which include ETFs, reached a fresh all-time high of 925 million ounces, which is roughly 14 months of mine supply, according to a recent report from the Silver Institute and International Industry Association. So, and that's what I was kind of going through. The Silver Institute did a huge article. They talked about $21 silver in 2021, which they rarely ever, it actually don't give price forecasts, so they must be extremely bullish for silver. They gave details on supply factors and demand factors. So I made a whole video about that a couple of days ago if you want to check that out. But so they're talking about the Silver Institute and International Industry Association ETP growth in the first half of 2020 of 196 million ounces comfortably surpassed the highest annual inflow of 149 million ounces set in 2009, the report said. Among the reasons for the surge in silver interest, Spina pointed out that the metal has been dismissed and mostly ignored over the last few years, as many former silver buyers turn to cryptocurrency or more exciting markets. And that's definitely true. I can see how this happened. You know, silver, since Bitcoin set the standard of such a bang and such a bang for your buck, a lot of people got desensitized to that buy Bitcoin one day, get rich in a couple weeks or a couple months, right? Double, triple your money within 6 months. And they got desensitized to that type of investing, which is totally opposite of precious metals, right? Precious metals is a much slower, it's a much slower type of investment. It's not going to compete with Bitcoin because it's a whole different category, right? Bitcoin's based solely off of speculation, speculative interest, or how much people think Bitcoin is worth. But precious metals have many other influencing factors that really give the price or set the price or set the tone of where prices are headed. So a lot of people probably backed out of silver once they saw it was very bearish compared to cryptocurrency. They saw a lot more opportunity there, and they set their sails and set their wings, and now look where they're probably at though, right? I've invested in both cryptocurrency and precious metals, so I can give a pretty unbiased opinion about both and how they work. So that's a great thing to mention though, because we talk about you know, silver rising, we talk about all the investors and who would be investing into it, and I still think once silver hits above that $20 level mark, I think a lot of new money, new investors are going to come back into this game. They're gonna want their feet on the court again. They're not going to be sitting on the sidelines because they finally see potential. It usually takes for something to actually happen before they invest. See, we're smart, we're lucky, we're the ones that get in before the curve, we're the ones paying $16 for an ounce of silver, and we're going to sell it at $30. Most people are waiting for silver to jump to $30 before they actually buy it, so instead of buying it at $16, they're going to be buying it when we're selling it, right? They buy high, sell low, we buy low, sell high. So we are definitely smart. We're the ones that see potential, get in before, where the producers turn into the consumers and the consumers turn into the producers. So I just want to mention that because it's definitely interesting. In the value of silver, however, is difficult to ignore. Spina, who is also president of Silver News and analyst provider SilverSeek.com, told MarketWatch, one of the best value indicators is the relative value of silver to gold, he said, pointing out that during extremes in the market sell-offs, the ratio of gold to silver could spike around 130, meaning that it would take 130 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold, which I was talking about previously in the video. The ratio is now back under 100, but that figure should be closer to 50 instead, he said. Even at the 50 ratio, silver is far removed from the ratio it's found naturally. And that's what I've talked about in the past, right? Right now, the ratio is still 93 to 1, but naturally coming out of the ground, it should be around 8 to 1. Historically, it's around 16 to 1. Back in Egyptian biblical times, it was 2.5 to 1. It was 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold. In the 30s, though, FDR changed the gold to silver ratio from 16 to 1 to 75 to 1. So that was the first sign of silver manipulation that we've seen. So Bullion Vault's Ash said that even if the ratio manages to retreat to 84, the bottom of its 4-year uptrend by the end of August from the current 4-month low of 93, that would put silver at $21.50 if gold holds the $1,800 level. A move up to gold's all-time high, roughly $1,900 peak, could put silver at $22.60. The settlement record for the most active gold futures stands at $1,891 from August 22nd, 2011. And that was also when we saw $50 silver. So based on records going back to November 1984, according to Dow Jones market data, the record intraday level was seen at $1,923 an ounce on September 6, 2011. As pointed out to MarketWatch, the silver has jumped from its COVID price crash to an 11-year low in mid-March by 58% in 80 trading days. That puts the March to July 2020 performance in the top 4% of all 4-month gains over the last half-century. Even so, silver has outpaced this current surge many times in 1974, 1979, 82, 1987, and 2010 through 2011, which all marked the times of extreme economic or financial stress. So when silver gets moving, it can really move. It's definitely a lot more volatile than gold. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this video to be informational, educational, or just entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. What was your favorite part in the video? Did you know all this stuff, or did it spark some interest? So did it really get the ball rolling and lead you to some more questions, or have you realized some things that maybe you haven't before? What did you think about this article? I definitely thought it was very insightful, very educational, definitely informational, and it definitely helped me see the bigger picture and realize even more why silver has so much potential. So anyways, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if the video can get 250 likes. If you love precious metals, hit that like button. Let's see how many people love precious metals. Also, make sure you're subscribed if you're new. We're approaching 28,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you for the insane amount of support. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.